Welcome to Richard Mabey Presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's early Friday afternoon, just a little bit of time after lunch on Friday, August 26th, 2022. Out on the back porch with Opie and Floyd. Let me see if I can flip it around here to show Opie and Floyd. Here, this is going to be tricky. And there's Opie. Taking it easy there. And there's Floyd. Hey, Floyd. Hey, Floyd. Floyd, say hello to your fans. Hey, Opie, say hello to your fans. Opie, say hello to your fans. Opie. A bird just flew by. Oh, I tell you. Yeah, I'm going to flip around. And I'm back. So I've got Opie and Floyd to keep me company while I'm taping this episode of Richard Mabey Presents. Today I'm going to cover something that is... I've been collecting comic books since I was 7 years old, and this is the first time I've ever seen a comic book like this. There's always like strange noises. I don't know if it picked up by the... It's like a thud, like thud. It's coming from that area there. It's very strange, very eerie. So anyway, double cover comic book. Justice League of America, number 254, September 1986, DC Comic Books. The comic book was entitled Blowout. It is Justice League of America. All right, let me see here. I got it in the poly bag and the white backer board. So I'll take this out right now. This is a very rare comic book, so I want to be very careful. Here's the front, and here's the back. I think I better lay this flat. This is a very rare comic book, so I'm going to lay it flat. All right, let me take a moment here and get set up to lay the comic book flat. Just be a second here. I've got my very cool Coca-Cola tray, delicious and refreshing. And there's the little girl. And it looks like her grandmother. And they're going to the local sweet shop to get a couple glasses of ice cold Coca-Cola. I really like this tray. My neighbor Lewis gave it to me before he moved away. And I kind of like the fact that it's kind of beat up. I don't know what it is. It just adds to the character. So here we go. My Justice League comic book. Okay. Now, brace yourself. You're in for a treat. Since I was 7 years old, I'm now 60. Oh, I'll be 69 years old on September 5th. So for now 69. So for 62 years, I've been collecting comic books, and it's the first time I ever bought a comic book like this. Brace yourself. Double cover. Double cover. Very rare. If anyone has an idea of what a double cover comic book from the 1980s would be worth, please let me know in the comments, even if you have a rough idea. I've gone to a couple of comic book stores, and they're saying between $200 and $500. There it is. It's in mint, near mint condition. Look at that. Look at that spine there. I mean, this comic book's in great shape. Look at there's a little bit of but a lot of times you bought a comic book right off the newsstand, it would have a little nick in it, but you got to count everything. The corners are nice and tight. Nice edging. Hope he's underneath the little couch there now. He's so cute. So, yeah, if you have an idea what a double cover comic book from the mid-1980s is worth, DC, please let me know in the comments. My pride and joy here. My pride and joy comic book. Moving right along here. Going through old books this week, and I found a treasury book that I really cherish, and I haven't really read it in about 5 years, and I need to get back to this book. This is an incredible book. It was published in 1977 by, I think it was National Geographic. Let me check. Let me see here. Let me see. National Geographic Society. Nature's Healing Arts. And From Folk Medicine to Modern Drugs by Lionel Aikman. And a lot of this is kind of Appalachia, which, don't be so, I mean, we can't stick our nose up at this, because there's a great deal of truth in these herbs and in these plants for healing. Let me see in the back here, they got a picture of the author here. Give credit for the author. She's got going through her plants there. Lionel Aikman is her name. I love this book here. This is the start. Where we lived, we didn't go to doctors. We dosed ourselves with the herbs all around us. And I think kids were healthier than they are now. Like other self-reliant folk in the hills and hollows of Appalachia, Ethel Radford follows the traditional healing arts of her ancestors. Quote, "When the babies were fretful, a little warm catnip tea soothed them, and we made a fine cough medicine for croup from honey, vinegar, and alum." Across the United States and throughout the world, many people still rely on nature's pharmacy to remedy their aches and ills. Quote, "Such use of natural products, leaves, barks, roots, blossoms, and other parts of herbs and trees is almost as old as mankind," writes author Lionel Aikman. Quote, "In fact, the botanical kingdom was by far the main source of all drugs until synthetics came of age during the present century." And like even if you notice on like on Gunsmoke, Doc might have something that he heard or was granted unto him from the Native Americans on the plains, Nature's Healing Arts, the book, illustrated with more than 185 vivid photographs and specially commissioned paintings, explores the saga of man's search for healing products, from the time-honored cures of country herbalists to the latest research by laboratory scientists. I've always wanted to, my dad and I used to take a lot of trips to throughout West Virginia and Virginia. My dad was a great Civil War buff, and we would go to Gettysburg, of course, Harper's Ferry, Manassas. I'm trying to think of the other ones. It escapes my mind right now. But and then we would also go to like Washington's birthplace in Virginia, and Jefferson's homestead and things like that in Virginia, and a lot of Walton's Mountain. Then sometimes we go down to Floyd's Barbershop in Mount Airy, the real Mayberry. But we would travel through the mountains. We'd get off we'd be on Highway 81, and we'd get off on Route 11, and then take a side road of Route 11 and just travel around the mountains and West Virginia and Virginia. And I always, it's sometimes, it's kind of like got the Jersey accent and everything, and they might they might think I'm a revenuer. But we always wanted to stop, kind of talk, like these little towns, like, the main street is 1 block long, like Elks Grove, West Virginia, and Deer Valley, Virginia, and things like that. And talk to there's always like in the barber shop, like 3 or 4 older men, sitting in front of the barber shop, and just talk to them. And I really regret it. We never did, we never, like one time we were in Virginia or something. We stopped and got haircuts. But the thing is, they're kind of like, they got you like, I don't mean anything bad by it, and I understand it because it got the Jersey accent. But, they're kind of like, keep you at arm's length. But I would love to just travel through West Virginia and Virginia. I'm not talking about the main highways. I'm talking get off the main highways and talk to some of the older folk about natural healing. I love here's the cover without the book cover. I like this a lot, and I like the color, the shade of green. I really like this shade of green. But here we got foxglove. I once knew all this stuff like the back of my hand. For Boy Scouts, I went for the Nature Merit Badge, and you had to know all these plants. Madagascar periwinkle, that's this one here. And licorice. This is licorice right here. This is ipecac. Ipecac right here. Right there is ipecac. Let's see, this is ergo of rye. Ergo of rye. Right here. Right here is ergo of rye. Deadly nightshade. I've seen those. I've seen that plant. And then Tony Chen did this drawing. Mayapple. This is mayapple right here. Mayapple. Let's see. Opium poppy. Let's get you going there. The opium poppy. And what's this? Henbane. This is henbane. Right here is henbane. But I have read this book 2 or 3 times. It's an excellent book, but I want to get back into it because I want to step. Now, I'm not saying for everybody to do this, but consider it. I want to get off of this orthodox medicine highway and get more on the trail of the natural herbal healings, and then with vitamins and minerals and that kind of thing. This is obviously from China. I don't know there's no caption what plant they're harvesting. Just like the photograph there. Oh man, look, this is Arkansas native Billy Joe Tatum samples wild honey taken from a bee tree used for millennia. This vitamin-rich food forms a basic ingredient of many folk remedies. Oh, I love this picture. Look at this picture. Look at a great picture. Oh, I mean, I'll tell you, these, you know, from the hills of Appalachia and the Native Americans, man, I love this picture here. What is this? It says, gathering wild herbs near her Arkansas home, Billy Joe Tatum picks horsemint for a medicinal tea. Many scientists, physicians, and enthusiasts like Billy Joe rely on nature's pharmacy for plants that heal. I firmly believe this, you know. Great photograph there. Just a feeling of Appalachia and the real America, you know. I like this photo here. This is nice. This book is great photos. That cliffside edge by the river there. Oh man, let's just look at this fella's chopping the root here. Just I love the feel of Appalachia. Yeah, I'll tell you. Oh, this is so. The kid's smoking here. This is supposed to be like a health food book. The kid's smoking a cigarette or something. I don't know what the kid's smoking, but I don't know. It's like Norman Rockwell gone bad. The kid's smoking. The kid's smoking a cigar with Grandpa. Oh man, I'll tell you. That drives me nuts. Oh man, look at this picture. This is Appalachia, the root cellar. Well, this is their home. And there's the root cellar. Look, this is their home. And you can see the entrance into the root cellar. Keep the good stuff down there. What else I got here? I love this book. I just love this book. Oh, I want to get on the road to Appalachia. Oh, man. Hands full of healing plants. Wilton Nichols carries sassafras root and a branch of wild cherry gathered in the woodlands near Ferrum, Virginia. Oh, man. I want to go to Virginia. I want to go to West Virginia and just travel around. Not the interstate. I mean, just get off the interstate. Ah, man, I'll tell you. His mother, Victoria Bowling, mixes them with other roots and barks for a good what ails you tonic. As they combine the ingredients in her kitchen, Mrs. Bowling explains part of her recipe, quote, "The cherry tree bark is for colds. It makes you sweat. I put bloodroot in to perk up your appetite. Some sassafras for flavoring. Then I sweeten up the jars with honey and add grain liquor to charge up everything." Oh, look at this. Is so down home. This is in Ferrum, Virginia. I'm going to have to look that up on the internet. Ferrum, look at down home where they know you by name and treat you like family. Folks know if you're going on hard times, you can always count those of us down home, down home. If you know who did that song, wrote that song, the group that wrote that song and sang that song, put it in the comments. Down home. Oh, I love this. Look at this man's face, the character in his face. I'll tell you. Oh man, I would love to be on the road. Oh, I'll tell you. What is this? This is Blacksburg, Virginia. Kathy Craner. Gathering herbs. Oh man. Blacksburg, Virginia. This was published in 1977. This lady, if she's still alive, she's just a little older than me. Let's see, in 77, I was 24. She might even be younger than me. Right there, she's gathering the herbs. There it is. There's the picture they used for the cover. And this is also a picture. They're both pictures of Blacksburg, Virginia. She had a shop called Pipsissewa Potions. Pipsissewa Potions. I wonder if she's still in business. Blacksburg, Virginia. I have to look that up. Oh man, this is so down home. Look at this. Look at this oven. Oh, I tell you. Oh, I want to get in the car and go to West Virginia. Travel around Virginia. Ah, Tennessee. Oh man, oh man, I'll tell you. Oh, man, this is so wonderful. Oh man, this is like, Oh, look at this drawing. Got colonial America. Getting advice from the Native Americans on herbs and natural medicine. Oh man, I got to get back on track. I really got to get back on track. Oh, I got to get back on track. Oh, look at this general store. Take me home. Oh, West Virginia. Take me home. West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Who wrote the tribute to West Virginia? Take me home, country road. Mountain Mama. Oh man, I'll tell you. Oh man. The good life, I'll tell you. Man, just traveling around. They were great times traveling around West Virginia with my dad. We'd ride down to North Carolina, right on the border there, the northwest border. Trip over from Virginia to North Carolina, and Mount Airy was right there. The real Mayberry. I'll tell you. Now let me see. Get the. Let's see. Here's a caption here. Humans and plants, each formed of cells, have parallel systems for functions such as circulation. Shown here in red and blue. The veins and artery of a man work in the same way as a plant's. Stem passes to absorb, break down, and transport vital food and oxygen. That's kind of a neat comparison of the arteries and veins of a human being to the circulatory system of a plant. Interesting, you know? Oh, beautiful pictures here, beautiful. Man, I'll tell you. These are like from Africa. I'm getting more of that. Probably, George Washington, getting some herbs. I don't know. I don't know if it's George Washington, but it sounds good. I'll tell you. Oh, man. I gotta read this book. I'm gonna read this book from cover to cover. I gotta get back into herbs and minerals and vitamins, and I gotta get back to the good life. I'll tell you. This pharmaceutical way, you know, they just try to cover up the symptoms, you know. Great book here. I've got to read this book here. It's on my agenda. I gotta get back to the garden. What was it? Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Back to the garden. You know, I really. Ah, man, I'll tell you, I get back eating more organic fruits and vegetables, and I really do. I gotta get back to the garden. You know, when I lived in New Jersey, we had about on the Mabey homestead, the house. My great grandfather built the house, and the Mabeys had settled in Lincoln Park back when it was called Beavertown. And I traced my family tree, and it went back to the 1650s of being. Now, Lincoln Park, it was called, before Lincoln Park it was called Beavertown, and before that it was called Peace Valley, because it lied in a valley surrounded by Hook Mountain in northeast New Jersey. But the Mabeys go back to the 1650 of living in that specific area. Oh, and it was Lincoln Park, then before that Beavertown, before that Pequannock, and before that the Native Americans knew it as Peace Valley. In fact, there's a road in Lincoln Park which kind of like is right alongside Hook Mountain. They call it Peace Valley Road. So, but we had about nearly 3 acres there, and I used to have a big garden, and I miss having a garden. But I got to get back to the herbs, and if you, what I would say is research. Find out this, whatever pharmaceutical drugs you're taking now. Check out the side effects. Talk to your doctor about the side effects. See if there's something, a natural herb. Think in terms of vitamins and minerals. Get blood work done. See what minerals you're lacking in, magnesium, whatever it is. If you have vitamin deficiencies, and got to get back to the garden. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Richard Mabey Presents. I think I might, maybe in a couple weeks, kind of review where I'm at in terms of focusing on walking the straight and narrow of working with herbs and vitamins and minerals and prayer and meditation and focusing on how God wanted us to live. I don't think God wanted us to eat canned goods filled with chemicals, and I think God wanted us to be closer to the earth, of a more organic fruits and vegetables, and the processed food, just white bread alone, it's dangerous. And to get back to, I remember, I was born in 1953, and I remember my grandmothers and my great aunts, they baked their own bread and things like that, and women I know how chauvinist this sounds, but women would spend a lot of time in the kitchen baking bread and canning goods, in these jars when you put the wax on it, and like having like a lot of strawberries. We had like when we first moved to Lincoln Park, we had like a whole acre, this backfield, Earl's Meadow. It's where my great uncle, my grandfather's brother, Earl Mabey, the plan was when he got back from World War I, fighting in World War I, he was going to build a house on Earl's Meadow. Sadly, he was killed in action in France. So all through my childhood, it was this open field. There's a house there now, but up until 2006, it was like this big 1 acre field, and I used to grow corn. But when we first, after my great grandmother passed away, we moved to the Mabey homestead. The backfield was filled with strawberries, and I remember, the great aunts and the aunts and mom and grandma, and my sister Patty was little, and just making strawberry jam in these jars. I forget what they call them. There was a name for these, and put the wax on top. Oh man. Oh, Smuckers couldn't hold a candle to homemade strawberry jam, I'll tell you. So I'm going to get back to the healing art, nature's healing arts. That's where I'm headed, back to the garden. So I'm going to close. So stay happy, stay positive, and stay healthy. This is Richard Mabey from the back porch, signing off.